Welcome to another episode of Domestic Violence Against Men, Awareness and Prevention.
I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. Would you mind if I ask
Sure.
you a question? Okay,
No,
so
I don't
you
mind.
wouldn't mind? Okay. All right, so have you ever been in a situation where you have physically caused harm to a man out of anger that did not create the physical contact with you first?
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate your honesty. If you don't mind, could you give an example of one or two situations, if more than one, and what happened that day? We just trying to get an understanding of what could drive a woman to that point, so men could get an understanding of that and stop doing
Hold
certain
on, hold
things.
on. I missed that last part. Say it again.
I said we're just trying to get an understanding of what can drive a woman to that point doing
With
certain
a
things.
woman putting their hands on a man. Okay.
Correct.
All right. So a situation that I was in, it was an ex-boyfriend, and I felt he was cheating on me, right? So when I presented my concerns to him to talk to him about it, but what led up to it is me not being able to talk to him at a certain time of the hour, like at night, before I go to bed. I'm like, what's going on? We normally talk all the time. So the pattern changed, which I paid attention to. And it'll be sometimes I'll be around him, he'll hide his phone. And just certain things that was going on that I paid close attention to, because in my mind I'm like, you got to be talking to somebody else and cheating. So when I presented my concerns to him, relationship, especially for a woman, if we bring a situation to our men, a concern, and we want to have a conversation about it instead of accusing you, it kind of backfires. And that's what happened. It kind of backfired, right?
Right.
Because I thought I was doing the right thing by presenting the situation to him in regards to how I felt about certain things that added up to me thinking you were cheating. So the conversation that I was trying to have with him was a calm, I made sure everything was cool, he was calm or whatever, and he was ready to have this conversation, but he wasn't. He kind of brushed it off. He was real nonchalant. And it's like he dismissed me. I don't like to feel like I'm being dismissed. So, with that being said,
Rejected. Okay.
With that being said, one thing led to another, and we started arguing. Relationship, especially for a woman, if we bring a situation to our men, a concern, and we want to have a conversation about it instead of accusing you, it kind of backfires. And that's what happened. It kind of backfired, right?
Right.
Because I thought I was doing the right thing by presenting the situation to him in regards to how I felt about certain things that added up to me thinking you were cheating. So, the conversation that I was trying to have with him was a calm, I made sure everything was cool, he was calm or whatever, and he was ready to have this conversation, but he wasn't. He kind of brushed it off. He was real nonchalant. And it's like he dismissed me. I don't like to feel like I'm being dismissed. So, with that being said,
Rejected. Okay.
With that being said, one thing led to another, and we started arguing. He was trying to leave. 9 times out of 10, when a man really isn't feeling that conversation, don't want to talk, they excuse themselves from the scene. Okay? He was trying to leave, walk away. I wasn't hearing it. You're not walking away. You've already been dismissive. You're not listening to me. You don't want to talk about it, but I'm trying to tell you that I feel like you're talking to somebody else. So let's have an adult conversation. Let's sit down and talk. So he was trying to leave. I wasn't having it. I went nuts. And as he was trying to leave, I pulled him.
Okay.
I pulled the back of his shirt. I pulled the back of his shirt. He turned around and he pushed me to get me off of him, like from touching his shirt. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't his fault. It was me.
Thank you for your.
It was my fault because I should have not grabbed him as he was trying. It went from a conversation to a argument.
The tension was high.
So as a man, I can say I was wrong because he did the right thing. As a man, he was trying to use easy math and just walk away and was like, "We'll talk about this later. You're upset. We ain't gonna get nowhere." Okay. But once again, I couldn't control my emotions. So one thing about women, we have to learn how to control our emotions. So I will admit I was wrong because I shouldn't have put my hands on him as far as trying to get him not to leave, and he was trying to leave. Okay, so he pushed me off of him, and I just, just kind of like went crazy. I was just like, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And he got the best of me, but he didn't fight me. What he did was he pinned me down. And he was just like, we ain't gonna do this. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna give you some time, and we'll come back to this. Okay? I can't say that was one situation that I was in that I could have avoided, but I didn't. But that was only because I let my emotions take over. So.
Okay. And I appreciate your transparency with that. You were very clear and remorseful. So
Yes.
what was your consequences from you trying to stop him from leaving and then, fighting him?
Well, the consequences was me realizing that I can't put my hands on the man. I need to not do that again. Because, like saying, he did get the best of me.
Okay.
Of course, he was bigger than me, taller than me, and everything. I don't know why I thought I was going to whoop his ass because that wasn't happening, but I was trying to pull him to stop him. Okay? So, of course, I played damsel in distress like I was the victim, but I wasn't the victim because I caused the situation. And
right.
I can't ever put my hands on a man, especially if I can't control my emotions. Two, I need to be able to control
him
at that
defending
point.
himself.
Right.
So him defending himself put you in a position enough to see the power from him to where you're like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that no more.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely. And then two, at that point, because this was like 4 years ago, to better control my emotions when I want to get my point across, which means some women should know how to articulate better. Because I feel, even though I felt the way I felt, that doesn't necessarily mean that he was going to understand how I felt. So it was the delivery. Okay? Because every man is different. Men are not the same. You're not dealing with the same man when you leave one and you move on to another. They're not the same.
Things now, as of today, that a person can do to you that will cause you to be physically violent with them.
All right. Well, let me start with this. I'm not sure. A lot of people isn't really like into the astrology, but some people are. I'm going to say this. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a November Scorpio. So I'm very tolerant until I'm not tolerant anymore. I'm very patient until I'm not patient anymore. I'm nice until I'm mean. You know what I'm saying? So the three things would be lying, being disloyal, and trying to use me. That I feel would drive me up the wall and considerate. Being that I had been single up until this point to where I'm able to evaluate myself, knowing that I'm ready to, be in another relationship. When you have time to be alone, that's really, people think it's a bad thing. It's really a good thing because then you have time to reevaluate yourself as a person, as a man, or as a woman. And then you know the things that you want, and that's what you go for, your goals in the person that you're looking for in a partner.
Isolation.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that is good. That was great how you put that And I don't want to take too much more of your time. This is what I do on here. I'm a domestic violence specialist.
I appreciate
Domestic
that.
violence
Yeah,
against men.
I love a good conversation. Yeah. I love good channels. Yes, it's fine.
Like, it's a problem to say certain things. So it's a good thing that you're able to do that, because you being able to do that can show other women that it's okay to do it. You know, it's okay to say, hey, I did this, because if you don't acknowledge your wrongs or anything, you're not going to be able to change it for the next person.
Exactly.
You're not going to be able to fix anything.
Exactly.
So, you know,
and what I learned,
with that comes growth.
Exactly, that part right there. And what I learned is, over time, the most important thing when you're especially when you're fresh starting a friendship with someone that escalates to something else, you know, learn the person you're with. Learn them. That is so important. Learn them.
Yep.
And my advice...
It's crazy how a person can go...
women. My advice would be, if you're dating a man that you really, really, really like, take your time with that man. Take your time with him. Learn him. Okay? Do your research. And when I say research, I ain't talking about, find out this, find out that, you know, what type of wheelchair your grandma riding in. No. Do your research in terms of what type of women he dealt with, his children's mother, how he treat his children's mother, how he treat his children. That's very important, okay? Because you don't know if you might, I'm pregnant. Don't think you're going to be X'd out of the M files, okay? And everything going to be clear sky blue water, because they never had one in their life, okay? Then you have the women that did have a dad, but they might not had a connection with their dad. They might not had a bond with their dad, but they knew who their dad was. Their dad was kind of like in and out of their life. Those are the type of women that are emotionally, like literally emotional, they're unbalanced. I'm going to say it. They're emotionally unbalanced because they had a dad in their life, but they never stayed in their life. They were in and out. So, of course, the men will be in and out of their life because they don't know how to have that foundation. Their dad never showed them a foundation because he was in and out. Then you have the type of women like me. My dad was very active in my life. My dad damn near raised me. I know the value of a man. Okay? I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I was spoiled. Okay? So, with that being said, when men learn the type of women that they...
The thing is, if you, as a woman, are dealing with a man and he's not wanting to talk about these things, cut him off completely. Yeah. If he's not wanting to dig deep into... if the moment he's claiming that he wants to be with you, the moment that he's claiming he wants to enter your body, the moment that he's claiming that he wants to spend the rest of his life with you in any shape, fashion, or form, it is your duty, not the man's duty, to tell you nothing.
Right.
It's not his responsibility to tell you anything.
Right.
He can withhold whatever he wants, and it's not lying. It's not doing nothing wrong.
Right.
Because he's supposed to protect himself from people.
Exactly.
So it's up to you to show that you're interested in him enough and value yourself enough to want to know what's going on with this person that is wanting to be in your space. Exactly. So what you're supposed to do is investigate. Or if you find out he has trauma in certain areas, see where his healing is.
Exactly.
If he knows nothing about healing, then he should make it to your bedroom.
Yeah.
If he ain't never been celibate before, he should make it to your bedroom. I don't care if he's messed around with multiple women and he's no longer doing it anymore or whatever the case may be. But has he practiced celibacy? Has he practiced semen retention? Right. Has he healed in this certain light? Has he been alone long enough to even know who he is?
Right.
Because what happens is you don't want him to get in your space and then he's just now trying to heal from certain things.
Right.
And he don't even know where to start. And here you are thinking, oh, well, I got the healing methods for you. I can give them to you. I can help folks to be chilling and be two people that are healed from multiple things, and y'all able to relax and go places and do stuff. Now you're finna spend the majority of your relationship trying to teach this man how to heal. And you know how many times he's gonna fail?
Yeah.
When a man finally gets alone long enough to find out who he is, and he has solitude within himself, he fails a lot before he finally gets it down pat. Even when he's alone and has no responsibilities for anyone else.
Exactly.
So if he gets with you, and here you are, you're still gonna want to text back. You're still gonna want to look. Even though you just led him to finally figure out that his mama wasn't that much of a good mom, dramatic ass. You done came into his life and showed him exactly what's been going on all this time in his life. Your daddy really bogus as hell. You shouldn't look up to him. Your mama bogus as hell for messing with multiple women around you. Your sisters is fucked up too. Now he's trying to deal with all this and accept it.
Exactly.
He might not like you. He might be mad at you sometimes for even showing him, because you're the reason who exposed the fucked up things in his life. Because you really care about him, right?
Right.
So you're going to tell him exactly what it is. You want the man that you're going to be with to know exactly what's going on around him. The messed up friends that probably hate on him, that you can see and you can feel that he been hating on him.
Yeah.
But this been his friend his whole life. And you telling him that? You don't know how he going to take that or how he going to feel out of your body while he's healing from these things. As soon as you figure out that he's healing from these problems, you want to at least know that he's familiar with the healing processes that it takes to go through it, so that when you're at home, you ain't got to fully worried about him worrying on you and trying to lean on sex all the time to heal certain things, or to lean on your comfort, or to lean on this and that. You need to know that he could go read a book.
Yeah.
You need to know this already. Before you let him in your home, you need to know that he could go journal, he could go write, he could go pray. He has a purpose. Don't get with no man trying to create a purpose and help him do it after you with him. Be his friend first.
That's right.
You can't be his friend if you already let him in and get that good vagina you have. You can't be his friend anymore. That's dead. For the women who think that he was deserving of.
Yeah.
And while he's trying to heal now, and you're trying to teach him about how the stars align and how spiritual warfare is above us, he's worried about sex now. He done been in there. He know what it is. He can smell it.
He already know.
That's what he want now. Yeah. And here you is going to try to stop him from getting it now because you know he damaged. You knew he was. You should have figured that out first.
Too late. Yeah.
It's too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the advice from a man that's been in these types of situations, to where I can tell a woman. Most men are not going to tell no woman that because they don't want them to have the ups on them with that.
Right. Which is crazy, but true.
But when you're a man and you're subjected to healing, and you want your daughter to have the ups,
conversations that need to be had. If no one's attacking nobody, but this is real life. What we're talking about, this is real life. This is what goes on. And you got some people out here that really do need that advice because they don't know how to escape.
Yeah, they do. And
that's what they got going on.
They want it. They just don't know where to come to get it.
Absolutely.
They don't know where to come to get it.
I totally agree.
You know.
Totally agree. I totally constructive criticism.
Right.
Constructive.
Some people don't want to look in the mirror. Some people are so ugly within that they can't even look at themselves. They cover themselves up every day because they don't want
to be held accountable.
What it really is. Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Your room is dirty, it's dirty. Don't get mad when and act like a little badass kid when we say you nasty and your room dirty. Just clean it up.
That's all you gotta do. That's it.
Why you call me dirty? Ain't you dirty, ain't you?
That's what we see though. Come on now. That's just like your car. If your car dirty, how do you think we gonna think your house looks?
Okay. But when you clean, you want everybody in the world to say you clean, don't you? Y'all use a clean motherfucker. You clean. Multiple women sexually, you're dirty.
You dirty. Same thing for women. If you're dealing with multiple men, come on now.
Yeah.
Like,
you're dirty. If you're lying and conniving in any type of way, you're doing a dirty act. You're dirty.
Yeah. Yeah.
You playing a dirty game.
Absolutely.
So be able to suffer the consequence. But see, this is the thing. We got to understand this too. We got to be wise enough to understand why these people are mad when they get caught doing what they're doing. They didn't want to get caught in the first place.
They weren't supposed to get caught.
That was the point of them hiding.
That was the point. They weren't supposed to get caught.
That was the point.
Then when they get caught, they mad.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Of course they're going to be mad. Because they been spending so much time. Listen, they get up at the break of dawn trying to make sure they hold their lie together so they don't get caught. So when they get caught, they like, God damn it. It's real quick getting into a brand new, amazing, and beautiful relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Lying ain't the same no more.
No, it's not.
I got too much going on to even have to, like, it's too much to keep up with. I ain't got the time or more energy.
Right.
So you gonna know when I'm lying because I'm gonna want to get you away from me. Stop talking to me. I don't want to hear you. I'm immediately gonna start projecting. I don't want to hear none of this shit. Shut up, hush.
That part. But I got a question. When you get done, go ahead.
The best thing to do is to just don't lie. Be with somebody that you can feel comfortable enough with to tell anything to.
Right.
Why would you be with somebody that you don't feel comfortable to tell the truth to? I hear a lot of men saying, I can't tell her that, bro. She gon' kill me. Brother, why you with her?
Exactly. If you can't keep it real with her.
If you know she can't, that you just don't do nothing wrong. Just, but people mess up. People make mistakes. Things happen.
Exactly.
So be careful who you been with. But go ahead. What was you saying?
Okay, so you mentioned you're in a beautiful relationship now, right? So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Heart to heart. Because this is where I'm at with the relationship I'm in. Do you look at your partner in different ways? Meaning, do you look at her like a sister sometimes? A best friend, a lover, a partner. Like, are you so comfortable with the person that you're with? You're able to completely. I love it. Okay.
So look,
I'm about to cry.
So this is the thing. So I'm not gonna talk about where I'm at now with the person I'm with. I'm going to talk about when I first started manifesting her years ago, right?
Wow.
So I'm going to just go back 2 years, right?
Okay.
Where I realized what manifestation was, what I had to do, and I realized that, okay, if I could put my time towards kicking, I just spent a lot of my time towards pleasing other people and kicking it with other people and coming up with ideas with other people that don't serve me no purpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend at least 20 minutes out of my day, while I'm single at the time, I'm going to spend 20 minutes out of my day manifesting the woman that I want. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, that 20 time every woman, it's all in me. And I'm asking God, that's her.
Amen.
She the one I want.
Man.
I want the woman in
Oh,
every woman
man.
because I could get along with almost every woman. I done been around women my whole life. I
Right.
need you to give me her. I'm literally playing a song while I'm walking around the crib, cleaning, cooking, whatever I'm doing for myself, and that's her, God, that's her. When my sister come over, if she hear that song, she already know. I'm in manifestation mode. I'm praying and meditating and manifesting me having something. So now that I have that, the people around me know that I have that.
Right.
It makes them feel like, man, I know he manifested this.
Right.
This woman seems like she's everything. Because you gotta go to the Most High for what you want, and you gotta deserve it to people because it's not meant to. You didn't deserve that.
It wasn't meant.
You not talking
Come on now.
You got that fraudulent.
Come on now.
You got around this person.
Come on now. Come on.
You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I look around and I'm comfortable where I'm at now because I know for a fact that it's what I wanted before I got it.
That's right. That's right.
But I already knew. Because I had a list. I wrote it down. I checked it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From a while ago. I checked it off. Okay, you fit this?
Yeah.
I got this deal.
Yeah.
These 2 deal breakers left. Let me see if I could maybe tweak something with these.
Right. Right.
And then we can move forward.
Right. Right.
But see, people think it ain't that simple, but it is. If you make it that simple,
it is.
You gotta put in the time. You gotta put in the effort. Don't want. And this is the thing. You gotta be with somebody that is gonna want it, not just because you want it, but because they can see some beneficial good out of it specifically. Not because that situation that they agree to can get them closer to you. No.
Right.
It's because that situation that they agreed to that they didn't like, they agreed to it because they see they can benefit from it in their life too as well.
Exactly.
If they see that way, then let them in. But if they telling you, oh, well, I don't want to lose you, so I'm going to go ahead and just, hell no. Don't let him in. If he doing that just so he won't lose you, that means he's doing it so he can use you.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree.
I have to 100%. And you know, but instead of me saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to adjust it just because I don't want to lose you. I said, man, go on. Shit. And then I evaluated myself and realized, okay, pay attention to her reasoning for having things this way. See if it can benefit me in a greater way as a man. If it can, then what am I doing here? Am I being arrogant?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Am I being selfish? Because if I am being arrogant and just doing what I want to do, even though it's not really beneficial for me for real and not going to help me in the long run, then why am I running for something that's good for me?
Right.
Is whatever I'm doing that important for me that I'm willing to? You will get confirmation from if you made the right decision when you realize that you get peace from not having what it is you tried to keep in your life, not in your life.
That part.
And I get peace from not having it. I'm glad I made the decision. I'll be happy every day like that. I'm glad I cut this shit off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now I don't even have to worry about it no more.
And you don't feel
I get to enjoy life with the person that's... Yeah.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well said.
So, to answer your question, if this person... Of course, this person isn't perfect as a whole, but this person is perfect for me. I would be a fool
and that's all that matters.
out of my mouth that something that is so great, lose it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I know I said the other day, that, you know, she ain't perfect, I was lying.
Yeah.
She perfect.
Yeah.
For me. Because you don't want your blessing to turn into something that's perfect for somebody else.
There you go. That right there. That right there. Okay. So, with that being said, right there, you know how you can pray for something. You know, like you said, you manifested this. You manifested this relationship. You manifested this woman. And you know how you can pray for something and you seek it. You ask God for it. You're being obedient. Do you know, and this goes to the audience as well, the chat, be careful. And I say this because sometimes what you pray for, God will put it right in your face. It's not always what you want or be shaped like or materialistic. This person might not have everything you think that they should have. Okay? But when you pray for things, sometimes God always answers prayers. Always. And he'll test you. He'll put it right in your face. But because you're so judgmental.
You might not be ready.
You're so judgmental. You're not ready mentally. You think you're ready, but you're not because God put it right before you.
You can't even identify it.
You don't even know what it is you're looking at. You're looking right at your blessing. Come on.
You gotta already be knowing. If this person come, I'ma know. Because it is.
Yeah.
Because it is.
Yeah.
Because it is.
Yeah.
Because it is. Because it is. These things are gonna line up.
Yeah.
That I've been talking about. So you got, and I'm gonna use it from a man's perspective dealing with a woman. Okay, I'm gonna use it I'm not from a woman's perspective, but I'm gonna do this to help the women, right?
Okay.
So you got two men. Mm-hmm. You got two men. You got one man. He's a natural born, learned from his mistakes, got his life together, got a mother, father, he love him or whatever, and he's a good man. You got a man over here who's full of trauma. He got problems. He's hell on wheels.
Toxic.
But these two men will always have one thing in common, and that is they both crave the companionship of a good woman.
Okay.
But the difference is the good man, all he got to do is just maintain being a good man, right?
Right.
Just stay being good.
Right.
Steps got to be took.
Yeah.
And, vice versa. Men looking for women, you gotta understand. These are what bad people do. They wake up every day.
Yeah.
Doing this. They're ready to pull one over on you. Hey, I'll marry you, girl. But you gotta already know that it's stupid for a man to come and say he'll marry you and he don't know you. You gotta already know that these women that are saying, how are these women that are overly sexual getting all these good men? You have to be wise enough to know that them aren't good men. They're perverts.
Exactly.
They're not good men. These are the same men that will molest their nieces. These are the men that go and tell these women that are overly sexual that they will marry them. These are the same men that molest children. These are the same men that when children get off the bus stop, they look at the little girls and say,
I agree. You
gotta stop associating these men that are chasing after these women that are sexual as good men. They are not good men.
They're not.
They are not.
They're not.
Because what you're doing, as you thinking you're a good woman, and men need to realize this too, is deep. If a woman is glorifying a man that is chasing after sex and making it seem like he's a good man because his credit score is high, or because he has money, or because he's a family-oriented man, she's saying he's a good man. Guess what? This is to the good men. Those are not good women. Her judgment is off.
Yeah. She made bad decisions. Pretty much. She made bad decisions.
Yeah. She's not a good woman.
Yeah.
She's not. She's not.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, yeah. that's just a little bit of, you know, knowledge, game, whatever. But I appreciate your time and thank you for doing what you just did.
Absolutely.
A lot of people aren't capable of doing that.
Yes.
But the ones that are capable of doing that, we need to do it, right?
Absolutely. 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 I appreciate that.
All right.
I do.
So, yeah, I'm gonna follow you. I appreciate
Okay, and
you.
I follow
your
you
time.
too. And anytime, reconnect with me. I appreciate that.
All right, got you. Yeah. All right. You too. That's what's up. Stuff like that keep you short. You know. You do.